because
you don't have a lot of room, you know, when you're sitting here. And just imagine the bigger guys. It's okay.
Gary! I was just looking for the sports channel, Gary.
We have had 4 separate incidents of individuals being caught with a sharp object in our transit system. The common denominators that we see in these 4 incidents are the proximity of the crimes, as well as all 4 occurring on the A line. 2 of the victims have passed away from their injuries, and 2 at this time are recovering. I would like to offer our sympathy as an agency and condolences to the victims of these terrible crimes, as well as the families of the deceased. As I have said many times, I take nothing more seriously than the safety of all New Yorkers, and that certainly includes those that ride and work on our public transit system. We take very seriously New Yorkers' trust in their police department, and I think that they have that trust that we will do everything in our power to keep them safe. Building on what has already been done in terms of man and woman power in our transit system of late, we will immediately commence a surge of officers to patrol both above and below ground to ensure that everyone that rides on our transit system on a daily basis not only is safe, but just as importantly, feels safe. This surge will result in an additional 500 officers, which is a significant increase to the staffing of our Transit Bureau, and they will be deployed immediately throughout New York City.
Yes, sir, folks. We're going to talk about that. We got some COVID stuff we're going to talk about and some other things that we're going to get into right now. So let's just get this party started, shall we? Let's go. What's good, everybody? It's your boy Blunt back at it again with you doing the solo tip again. The show must go on. But yeah, guys, let's talk about that video. That was the commissioner who did a live on February 13th. Him, Brian McGee, who's the chief of Manhattan North Detectives Bureau, and Kathy O'Reilly, who's the chief Transit Bureau, along with Jason Whitcox. Whitcox, who's a detective who also, those were the people that were in that particular update that they was giving you guys on the recent uptick in the violence that's going on in transit. Now, for those of us who worked or are still working in transit, know that this is not new. The uptick, is it an uptick? I don't know. I think it's more of an uptick that people are reporting it because of the Stitchison app and everybody else who has cell phones and stuff like that. So I don't necessarily think it's an uptick, but I think more people are being brought aware, being how do you say that? The attention is now being brought into the public eyes more now than so ever, along with other a lot of other things. Really quick, let's see who's in the building real quick. We got Wendy. What up, Wendy? Irving, Robbie. What up, Robbie? What up, Paula? A couple of people joining us. That's cool. As you can see, yeah, I'm by myself again. It's all good, things happen. And yes, Robbie, very true. It's gonna be a little funky today because I'm working everything by myself. I'm gonna try to get your comments as much as I can on there, but I'm doing everything. So, Robbie says it's becoming eight. Yes, I'm glad you said that because the commissioner actually in that live, he referred to that. He said he grew up riding the trains, and he remember how different it was back then than it is now, and he said he don't want to go. At least he doesn't want to go that backwards in that direction. So, yeah, right on time. Somebody's coming to the house. So, anyway, we're going in that direction. Absolutely, the '80s, right back into the '80s again. And probably say he was born in '85. Oh, so you really don't know? You probably seen pictures or videos. So I was born in '73, so I know the '80s, late '70s, early '80s. It was a mess. Every train that came through the platform had graffiti. You had the gangs. You had the who remembers the what are they called? The Angels? What are they called? Who remembers them? What's they called? Some Angels. Oh my god, I can't think of their name. I'm going blank right now. Somebody in the comments help me out. The what they called? People that used to patrol the train station. Anyway, those people who used to come down and protect. There you go. Thanks, Robbie. Guardian Angels. Thank, Paul. The Guardian. Thank you, Tyler. What up, Tyler? What's good, brother? Uh, so I mean, he brings up about them deploying new additional 500 officers. I have a second clip with what's her name, Kathy. I'm going to show in a second. What they bring up a point about bringing additional 500 officers. Matter of fact, let me. It's a quick clip. I tried to cut it up real quick for you guys. I didn't want to play the whole video, but I will post the whole video so you guys can see both of the groups on this page and on our sister page. What up, Damien? So this is Kathy's. I broke it down. This is Kathy's version, real quick. Check it out.
To the commissioner's point, we redeployed 75 plainclothes officers into uniform to increase uniform presence in the subway. We also increased overtime. Hundreds of more officers were planned to be rolled out starting Monday on overtime. We also redeployed administrative assignments. 40 officers from administrative assignments are going to be patrolling the subway platforms commencing Monday.
Was there additional tours of overtime the past week as well?
Absolutely. So 565 tours of overtime were deployed last week. We've increased that to 865 tours that will be going out this week.
Okay, so she gave us two solid numbers to work with, right? She deployed 75 plainclothes officers, and she also deployed 40 other administrative officers. Now, when she's referring to Monday, because this was recorded on the 13th, she's referring to the 15th, which is President's Day. So that of course, that passed by now. So the two numbers she talked about, 75 and what she said, 40. 216. Wait, no, wait. Two. Where am I? Where am I? I'm lost. She said 75 and 40. Yeah, 216. 115, but I added 101 because she said hundreds more on Monday. She said she's going to deploy hundreds more, right? What does hundreds mean? I know it could be 101 to infinity. So I just gave her the benefit of that of 101, right? So, right. Okay, so, right, that was going to be one of my questions. Because remember before, this was, I think even before last year, when they were talking about giving us 500. First of all, they took away transit police and merged it with regular police. So where did the transit police go? Who fuck knows? But now they said they was giving us 500 back, right? Where did those 500 go? Have any? I mean, New York City is pretty big, so 500 is a drop in the bucket when it comes to, excuse, when it comes to the transit system. But where did the 500 go? Have anybody seen an increase? Went to toll when the toll went electronic. Honestly, I don't know. So now they're promising another 500. So what happened to the first 500? Is that enough? Now she also said uh there were 565 that they deployed last week. They upped that up to 864. So I don't know. They talking about all these people. Where are these people? Where are these officers? And if you watch the interview in the very beginning of it, again, I'm going to post it up in the groups. You can share it if you like. I'm going to put it in two trans and next bus, please, and you guys please share it. I mean, it's on. I got it from New York 12. I mean, WPIX. So you can get it from there. But in the very beginning, he does mention the employees, but that's it. Every other time they mention about safety, it's the public, the riding passengers. They never mention employee safety. So you guys have to uh, get together and work on that, right? Listen, Robbie, if this is going on, why they pushing to defund the people that they want to protect us? Yeah, that's a good question. Why are they pushing? Because it's this. I think that's a separate issue, bro. Honestly, the defunding is because of all the racial inequality that's going on and the attacks on the minorities that's happening. So they need a change in that. That's a different issue. And I don't think that they want the fund actually means to get rid of, because again, we said on the show before there was it could be in the way it is and the way it isn't. They have done that in New Jersey. I think it was. I don't recall exactly um, which state it was. I believe it was New Jersey, where they disband, which is different than defund. I think disband is the way to go. Where they disbanded a whole precinct and started over. So basically, everybody got fired, and they rehired them under the different precinct name and a different way of doing things, and it worked out a lot better. They're way better with the community. They do a lot of more shit that they supposed to be doing on a regular basis. So I don't know, defund. I don't know, disband and reband and restart. I think that's the best way to go. Let's see what Tyler says. All subway employees know that the imaginary additional offers are somewhere in the RTO locker room or station. I don't know if that's fair, bro, but you might have that right. I can't speak for audio. If there's anybody in audio, I mean, you wanna touch on that? Please do, because I don't know. What these all explaining what you merger. So I didn't see that, Willie. But if it's in the group, I'll look it up. I wish I would have known that before. I'd definitely be talking about it. So Yeah, so they need to. You guys need to really get on your union officials, those that are in office now, or and those that are up and coming, because that should be a part of their what do you call it? Their platform. That should be a part of issues of their platform that they're going to address, and we need to make that a priority, because the safety of employees should also be a factor, not just the safety of the public, but the employees too who have to work and carry these people. You know, just imagine the guy who, since we were talking about all this crime rate, which imagine the people who found the dead bodies on the train. It was three dead bodies, right? Imagine the people who found the dead bodies on the train, the trauma that they have to live with now of seeing that. You know, I mean, where I grew up at, that was commonplace. So I wouldn't be affected too much by that. But not everybody grew up where I grew up at. Not everybody seen what I seen. So I might be a little desensitized to that. Even as desensitized as I am to walk into that unexpectedly, would still leave some kind of mark on me. So these people gonna need help. You know, these people are gonna need help, and so they're gonna have to live with that for the rest of their life, right? Uh, wow, that's a lot, Willie. Will that fit? I don't think that's a lot, guys. Willie put up a poll comment. You guys can beat that, but yeah. So she said, a couple of numbers. I don't know. I don't know if that's enough. You guys can come up with a number? 50,000. How many? I think there should be one per employee, right? 50,000. Now, talking about that. Hold on a second. Let's see if we can get this up here. You guys know I've been posting up the CompStat. CompStat is where you can go to check out all the activity in the police business, where they post all the incidents that's happened and stuff. I'm what I forgot. All right, let me see if I can. I'm gonna share that with you. I'm actually gonna go live with that because I'm actually on there live. So, I want you guys check it out. See that? That's CompStat, right? And I was looking at it today. And if you look, you can actually see this with me now. Now, move it back. You see, I don't know if you guys can see my mouse. I don't know if you can see my mouse, but here you can see. Let me move in closer. Shout out to Brooklyn. And you got like one. There's like one dot in Brooklyn. Not that that's funny, but shout out to Brooklyn. Keep the crime away from Brooklyn. Bronx, though, I don't know. Bronx and Manhattan, you guys, man. This is why I cannot work in the Bronx. A lot of people transfer to the Bronx, but I'll stay in Brooklyn all the time, all day, every day. Now, let's look right here. Now, what I want to show you, like if you look here, this is murder. This is a murder. If you see, it's like one in the Bronx. Of course, Brooklyn had to be in. My bad. So that one in the Bronx. You know what this is, right? The homicide, right? Homicide, homicide. So it's two in Brooklyn, one in the Bronx. But let's go down. That's murder. Now, if we go down to the transit issue, 35, right? Here we go. Now this is all of reports from 2/8 to 2/14. Right, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. 6 on Monday, 3 on Tuesday, 2 Wednesday, 7 Thursday, 6, 7. All this in a week's time. These are all the instances that happen. Let's move over. You can see where the majority is. Right? Shout out, shout out. What up, cuz? Let's go. Look, here in Queens you have a robbery. But look, this is murder. So you know which this is, right? This is Far Rockaway. This is probably what they're talking about. What happened with the guy with the knife? This happened on transit property. Again, they don't specify what the crime is or who it happened to. They just this is what happened on transit property. Now the other two, hold on, let's go up. Happened up here in the Bronx, which should be the A line. Two occurrences of murder and then grand larceny, right? Yeah, Willie. Hold on, because that's a different page. And Willie says, not to be nasty, but it looks like an STD. Oh Lord. Anyway, so those two. But look, I mean, remember I posted this before. There was a week's timeline. It's the same. If you look, Manhattan is clouded with dots. You know, a lot of these are not murder, but grand larceny, felony assaults, grand larceny. The majority of felony assaults and grand larceny, felony assaults, felony. My question, though, here's the question. Here's the question I have. Right, felony assaults. What does that consist of? I'm not quite sure on it. So anybody in the comments, you can hook me up or let everybody know. Anybody who really knows what these felony assaults are consisted of, because we know it ain't sticking yet. So those got to be some harsh punishments, and so you have to deal with this fact of going to work every day. You're going to be dealing with this type of stuff on the job, right? Which is not cool at all. Sorry, I'm looking all over the place as I'm trying to get ready for the next. So, but anyway, the guy who went around stabbing, it's supposed to be a serial dude. Um, they said that they actually caught the guy. If you don't know by now, you should know. They actually caught the guy, and he Let me bring up his picture real quick. Where is he? There we go. So he's taking a plea deal with no prison? What? I'm just actually reading this now. Terminally ill man who stabbed. Yeah, I read the article where they first caught him, and apparently he's taking a plea deal with no prison time. Now again, those murders weren't transit employee. Thank God. That's some wood. Knock on wood. Thank God. Those murders weren't employees. They could have been. Apparently, all of those were homeless people who he murdered, unprovoked. So they had no idea it was coming, and he took their life. According to the article I read, he wasn't stable. His family knew he wasn't stable. He had actually just spoke to, I think, his sister on the phone that day, and he was supposed to be finding a new home for him because he was living out of a what they call that, not a halfway house, that's for prisoners, but a shelter. And so they were trying to find him a new home. And she said he seemed just fine. But that later on that day, he went on a spree. One of the misfits I was talking to, she called her out. She said, it looks like a serial killer. I wasn't quite bent on that because I'm like, they could be because it kept happening on the same line, happened the same night. But I wasn't quite sure. I like to wait to see everything, but apparently they saying that they got the guy, that's him, and that he confessed to killing those people. He just wasn't stable. Now that's a reflection of a couple of things, right? Like them letting these people out who's mentally unstable. They have nowhere to go, so they a lot of these people they live on the subways, and I'm trying to understand what this comment means. They all have mental illness and use that for all the assaults. Are you saying that's a ploy? Like that's just something that they do? I don't know. Is it? It could be. All of New York NYC's DAs need to put pressure in and make examples. Yes, I've been saying that for the longest, Willie. I've been saying that for the longest. Even though those are not transit employees, you got to make some examples out of people. I mean, strictly talking with transit employees, somebody needs to do that max for assaulting an operator or any employee for that matter, because there's no real consequence right now. Spitting on an employee is the equivalent to a traffic ticket. It's nothing. Doesn't not gonna stop anybody. Nobody give a shit about that. You might have some dude who's ghetto enough and give you the money for the ticket and then spit on you. Here, take that. Tour. You know what I mean? And like, look, I'm gonna have to pay for the tour, motherfucker. Fuck you. You know, excuse my language. Any children watching? But it's just ridiculous. Oh, look at this. I was almost assaulted today over a damn mask. Hmm. That's another thing, guys. They don't pay you to enforce that. Even though now it's a law, bringing up a mask. Now it's a law. What up, Nas? They still didn't pay you. They don't pay you to enforce that. So, um, just make sure that you are uh, protecting yourself. Double your mask like they recommended now, and you know, wear your proper PPE. Fumigate like a motherfucker. Spray that Lysol. A motherfucker come on. I gotta stop cursing. People come on without your mask. You know. Wait, hold on. What's going on here? What is this? Taylor, what are you talking about? What about the tasers? What about you trying to hold tasers? what's going on here? What's something I don't know about? Put me on, please. She says they need to bring back the pilot program. The pilot program was working fine. That was an extra jobs at the depot. Pilot program. What up, Nas? This big Nas in the building. So they got the guy. If he gets off without any jail time, I don't know. I mean, that's just insane. Speaking of masks, right? We're gonna move on because that's you guys can keep talking about that in the comments. No problem with me. But let's move on. We're still staying on the subject of masks, right? We have this picture that's going around on social media. Uh, hold on, damn it, come on. All right, so we have this picture that's going around on social media. You guys should be familiar with this, right? A subway, an MTA employee on the bus, no mask. This is after this president signed a bill making it a federal law to wear masks. Right? Oh, you can see there, I blocked his face out because they don't want to put any of our brothers or sisters in a bad light. But even though he's doing it to himself, um, the dilemma here, uh, first of all, the guy gets on the bus, no mask. Operator asks him if he would like a mask. Probably thinking he doesn't have a mask. He says he's good. Fine. Do you put him on social media on blast? Probably not. Um, at least don't put his face on there. You know what I mean? You could bring it up. There's a way of doing things. You know, you can bring it up. You bring it up. Say I had a fellow employee get on a bus, didn't wear a mask, and refused the mask when I gave him. That's fine. Then we could talk about the subject. But putting him on the bus like his picture up there like that, you guys could, you have this is my opinion, and my opinion only. Putting him on the bus, his picture out there on social media, um, just not. Are we supposed to be working together? If he didn't want to wear a mask, it's fine. You could if you want to put him off the bus or whatever, you can let him know what the rules are. He knows what the rules are. And if you want to put him on blast, but don't put his picture out there because now you're giving management fuel to go after this man, even though they have the video cameras. But let management do that. Don't help them go after one of our own because now everybody's going to be doing that to everybody else and nobody's going to have a freaking job, Yes, he violated. He definitely violated. He actually broke the law. Now that the picture is out there, the management can pull those cameras And I don't know what is the penalty for that. You just broke the law. Now you have people, you have the riding public looking at you and say, hey, you got one of their own on here. He ain't wearing no mask, so why do I have to wear one? So now you just put the company in a bad light because remember, you still rocking that logo, so you still representing the company. And we all know it's just certain. Didn't the guy get fired for doing a silhouette challenge in his uniform? I'm pretty sure when you just came on the job, they tell you, um, don't go into bars in uniform. Doesn't matter if you're going to use the bathroom or not. Don't go into bars because when you're in uniform, you represent the company. All it takes is for them to get one picture of you coming out that bar, and all of a sudden you went in there on your break throwing dollars at strippers, drinking, and you're like, wait a minute, I just went in there to drain the snake. What the hell? What is all this? You know what I mean? Willie says insubordination. Yeah, I think it might be a little bit more than that. Insubordination. It might be something else, but I don't know. But you're definitely putting the company in a bad light. So yes, I it's something you want to talk about. You want to bring it up. Yes, fine. Just don't put the picture on black. Don't put his picture out there. We could talk amongst each other as members. You see him at the meeting, you point him out, or you talk to your union reps. Say, listen, man, so and so did this, man. He's making us look bad. You know what I mean? Do it in behind closed doors. Management does that to y'all. Management don't gripe in front of y'all. They gripe among themselves. You know? Yeah. Or right? As simple as that. Hold on, let me pull that up. It's simple. It could be something simple as that. Invest in a Velcro patch to cover logo. Or why not just don't wear your jacket? Don't wear your uniform. If you're not gonna wear the mask and you're getting on public transportation, don't wear a uniform where you identify as one of a transit employees. It's cover up. Put your jacket on. Put your jacket on. You know? Conduct of not becoming a transit worker. That might be the terminology, right? Let me put that up there so everybody can. Unio. Wow. Unio. Conduct of not becoming a transit officer. That might be what I'm trying to say. I think that might be the proper terminology. I guess it coincides with insubordination, but yeah, it's serious though. I don't know if that's a terminal offense like theft of services, but you definitely should get a write up, a reprimand, something like that for that. Doesn't oh man, look at that, man. Doesn't excuse you from doing that. That's just a big no no. You know what I mean? There you go. Thanks, Paula. Paula says the same thing. Conduct unbecoming. All right. Well, even Roberto. So I guess that's what it is. Even Roberto. Paula says it. Roberto Martinez. You know, Roberto Martinez said it. He got the rule book right there in front of you. He's going to tell you what verse, what line, and everything. So that's definitely the terminology used for that. Conduct and unbecoming, which is sad. Mm, 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 mm. You know what? Mm-mm-mm. I'm missing something here. So we got to do better. For us to stick together, we shouldn't be posting each other's pictures. So, I mean, you guys do what you want. I can't. I'm not God. I'm not Jesus Christ or anything close to that. But if we're going to stick together, we got to make sure we protect each other too. If you see somebody doing wrong, pull them to the side, let them know. Or if you don't want to go that route, go to your shop stores, go to your union rep, and let them know, hey, such and such is doing. I mean, yeah, it's kind of snitching, but it's to protect the benefit of all of us, right? I mean, I would pull a person to the side, or like the operator said, I offer them the mask, but just don't post his picture up there. Let's not give ammo to management. They already after us for every little thing. So don't give management the effort. It's enough. There's enough you guys have to worry about than to be worried about each other, right? Stand as one's got to start somewhere. Now they're saying it's a rookie or whatever. It doesn't matter. Once you win, you win. You're no better than nobody else, right? So, being with that, of course, the thing about that, of course, is that he can be spreading. He may be asymptomatic. He might not be. He could be very well already inoculated, so he's good money. But doesn't mean that he can't spread it yet. They don't. They still don't know that if you're if you even carry it, you still even if you got vaccinated, you could spread it or not. So he still don't know. He could be bringing that home to his family, bringing it home to his friends, bringing it to his coworkers, whoever's around him. That's he might. I don't know if they shaking hands with him. I hope you're not touching this dude if you're around this guy. But it's just even if you ain't doing it for yourself, it's just doing it for everybody else, the people around you, the people you love. So he was a big no. But posting his pictures a big no also. Yes, talk about it. Don't post a picture. Let's stick together, guys. Let's stick together. I'm spreading that COVID. Now, there's another thing about COVID I want to talk to you guys about, which I thought was pretty interesting. And some of you guys might have this same thought process that's going on, and that is if it's necessary for you to get the where are we? If it's necessary if you get the COVID antibody test after you have the vaccine, is it necessary for you to get a COVID antibody test without the vaccine? It says, and I'm going to post this article also when I'm done. Shout out to everyone, Noah from Noah. Says with more than 30 million people in the United States that at least partially vaccinated against COVID-19 may wonder whether shots have done its duty, arming the immune system to fight off infection, or whether the vaccine is needed at all, particularly if you have the coronavirus. So I don't know. Anybody else wonder that if you should get the antibody test after you have the vaccine? Well, here's the thing. Here's what they're saying in that. And it's health experts say antibody tests, the test designed to detect proteins created by the immune system that protect against the antivirus, are not necessary and can be unreliable. That's pretty strong word. Let me put that back up there. Not necessary and can be unreliable. What does that mean? That means that even if you took the test and you're looking to see if your antibodies are up to par, so if you feel safer, they're saying you don't really need that. And it's not even reliable. But then at the same sentence, they go on to say, can you read that? So don't try to second guess the vaccine. Just get vaccinated by Sarah Fortune, a chair of the Department of Immunology and Infectious Diseases at Harvard Public Health. At the same breath, they say don't try to say just get the vaccine. Like where do we go with this? Paul is like, hold on. Paula says her concern. What concerns me is why are people dying after taking the vaccine? Also, they are tested positive after they're taking the vaccine. There's a couple of things that could be happening there, Paula, when that's happening. And we touched on this before. There's going to be a lot of deaths after people take the vaccine that are not actually vaccine related, but because they took the vaccine, they're going to try to merge the two together and make it seem like it was the vaccine that might have caused it, when in actuality it's kind of like they were already going to die for some reason. It might not be the case in all of them, but it depends on who we're talking about. If you're talking about some of the elderly or some of the people who are pretty much on a deathbed or whatever, and they take the vaccine, it's going to be hard to distinguish between the two right now. We do need further study for that. Robbie says Cuomo. Oh my God. Do y'all guys want to talk about what Cuomo did? up until then, I've been hearing everybody say Cuomo's an asshole, but this really kind of pushes it, man. For what he did about lying to people, what was his goal there? Does anybody know? Can anybody explain that? What was his goal there in lying? So how many people he actually reported on deaths and how he pushed them into nursing homes, even though they had COVID, knowing they had COVID, and then lying about the number of deaths were actually with twice the amount that he actually said. What was he trying to do? Make it seem like we were not dying from it? I don't get it. I don't. Let's see. What's this? What about what about the young that got fired from a job because she wanted to wait to take the vaccine due to her pregnancy? Yeah, you see, that's another thing. We even talked about that. Transit might try. I don't know if she was he transit, but we talked about how companies are going to even transit might be making you take the vaccine if you want to work. You know, that's that's on the company, right? Is it legal or not? I mean, it's their company; they can do what they want. You know, and it might be a requirement now. I mean, look at the health department, the health department. You know, their section when you're talking about nursing, and so they have to take the flu shot every year. It's like mandatory for one of the misfits who used to be in the nursing field. So they have to take flu shots in order to work. Hold on, why you said that? Lying and playing it down like the orange elephant. That's a new one. Yeah. Oh, so you registered, Robbie? Okay. Well, hang in there, buddy. Listen, for as far as taking a vaccine, guys, I can't do it, but I have a bunch of underlying conditions that prevent me from doing it right now. To even thinking about getting it. Uh, if I was healthy, 100% healthy and doing well, I would I would probably go for it. I mean, I understand the the reason for a lot of African Americans, a lot of Puerto Ricans, for us minorities to have that not fear, but that whoa, not so fast. You know what I mean? Because of the history that we have with all this vaccinations and all this testing, especially when you of course the Tuskegee comes up a lot, and various other things about how America has been taught us when it comes to shit like that. But when you look at the bad side, you have to also look at the good side. Everybody who's watching this has been immunized already. It's like part of growing up. You have to get your shots as a kid, right? And we still here. So as bad as it was back then, I always say that sometimes there's some necessary evils that have to happen in order for the good to happen. And I say Trump is one of them. I know I might lose a lot of viewers for that, but I feel that's what I feel. It's my opinion. It has nothing to do with Brooke Pete. It has nothing to do with Two Trans and Misfits, MVP. Nothing. This is my personal opinion. Trump was a necessary evil. We need that to bring light to the lot of shit that's been happening in in politics. I mean, a lot of us knew, but we didn't know to the depth that it is now. But of course, the vaccines. Everybody who's watching this has been vaccinated, so we are good. There's yes, 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 yes. This vaccine came out way quicker than anybody can imagine. We all know vaccines take like 10 years to actually come to fruition because there's so many tests and so much red tape that they have to go to. And you have countless people who know this stuff who explain that the reason why this vaccine came out so quicker is because 90% of the red tape has been cut through with a lot of heads coming together and a lot of money poured into it. So, I mean, you got to take it for what it is. Agree to disagree. Yes, 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 Rob. Agree to disagree. That's That's my motto. And unfortunately, some people don't like that, and they straight up disagree, and they don't want to talk to me no more. That's fine, you know. I can listen to your side and not be angry because you don't agree with me. That's fine, you know. It doesn't bother me one bit. What is this? Noah, think hard about it. They can do that. Not now, but I believe eventually they can legally do that. Are you talking about the companies? Not not letting you work? Noah? Yeah, it's their company. They rules, you know. That's how it is. Yes, Biden got it. Did he get the second one? Yeah, I know he got the first one live on TV. Did he get the second one? I don't know if that's the real Biden. All right, I'm not gonna go there. That's a real Biden. I believe it's the real Biden, but some people don't. Anyway, what's this? They don't have a cure. Yes, they don't have a cure for cancer. But there's a cure for COVID. It takes 5 years. It takes about 10 years. Paula, 10 years for a vaccine to be actually produced out into the public. But you can look it up. You can look it up, and then double check that when you look it up about how these vaccines work, especially how they, because a lot of people have been questioning about that. Why is this vaccines come out so quick, and then when everything else, like they still have, man, they haven't found the cure for common cold, and that's been the one plague that's been plaguing us forever. The common cold. That was the main issue before COVID, right? How they don't have a cure for the common cold, right? And every year that you have to take a flu shot because every year the flu changes, just like COVID did. We got what, three changes now? Yeah, Dr. Fauci got ill. Yes, and that's another thing. They explained that since Fauci got ill after taking the second shot, they explained that the second shot is usually the worst when you get in the vaccine, or the booster shot is usually the worst. It's usually when you get the most of the after effects of it. It's because, but they say don't be fearful of it because that's just the fact that your body is working, is doing what it's supposed to do. So you should be kind of enjoying or happy that you getting a fever. It kind of sounds weird, but knowing that you're getting a fever and you're getting the sweats and all that just means that your immune system is working. And so that even though it might last for a couple of days, but you'll be fine right after that. It's just knowing that your body is working. So science is not science is, it's a funny thing because what happens with science is was they have a theory, they go to test it off, and once they come up with an answer, then they test it again to see if they come out with the same answer, and usually it doesn't come out the same. So then they'll test it again to figure out why it doesn't come out the same, and then they'll test it again to see what's the different answer, and then they'll test it again to see if they come out. So they constantly doing that. That's why you keep hearing different things from these scientists. I mean, remember when they first started, you didn't have to wear a mask. Then it was you got to wear a mask. Now it's double up. It makes it even better. I don't know about y'all, but it's hard for me to breathe with my asthma with one mask on. But you know what? I had to go out yesterday and I had two masks on. And as hard as it was, I wasn't taking that shit off. So if it's going to work, it's going to work. I'd rather stay in the house, but it is what it is. You know, man, look at the time. Jesus. What else? I had something else I wanted to talk to you about. So, yeah, so back to the second part. Hold on, let me see something here real quick. Where is my? I had something else. Oh my God. There was something else I wanted to show you guys. I don't know where I put it. I underlined everything, and now it's gone. Oh, oh, I'm such a douche. Damn it. My bad, y'all. This is some last minute bullshit. Anyway. All right, so Let me see what Noah says. Wow, that's a lot, Noah. Come on. After a 12-hour day, I waited 2 hours unpaid enough to fill out the ILD report swing on what's supposed to happen. ILD employment pain is supposed to be top priority if they have well, let's see. Okay, with this, it should happen like that. Right? Yeah. Noah, where do you work out of? Are you in buses? Are you in trains? What do you work out of? And who's your union rep? Maybe you. Oh, Jack Gleason. Really? JGL. Nice. Man, I've been out of Gleason for a long time. I've been out of Gleason. If I was to go back to Gleason, I wouldn't know nobody in there. What up, Edwin? Yeah. So, man, I can't believe I don't have that piece. I had a piece here. I had underlined some stuff that I wanted you to read. But I'm gonna post both the videos from the if you haven't seen the live update, I'm gonna post that into Transmisfits. I'm also gonna post it in the next bus, please, so you can see that. I'm gonna post the article on why you shouldn't get a COVID antibody test after the vaccine. Now, when you guys read that, if you read that post about why you shouldn't get the COVID antibody, I mean, take it with a grain of salt. Anything that I say, anything that I post, you please. I am not Noah. I don't have those words. I'm not the Ten Commandments. I am definitely faulty like everybody else, and I do not stand above being corrected. You can correct me, please do. Especially if I'm wrong. I don't want to be strong and wrong. You know what I mean? I want to be right. So if I'm wrong, don't hesitate to correct me. Don't try to disrespect the motherfucker though. But don't hesitate to correct me. You know what I mean? I appreciate it. I want to know what the truth is. We all do. And with this age of misinformation going out there, it's hard to ascertain what's the truth or not. So anything that we post, if you find it not right, feel free to. I mean, we try to post shit that's 100% on point. Don't get us wrong. But that's please research. That should be the bottom line. Research all information at all times, man. There's so much misinformation that's going out there. And a lot of these conspiracy theorists, what they do is, I'm going to tell you what these dudes do. And this goes for any of these conspiracy theories. You can find this yourself. Just look at it yourself. They take pieces of the truth, right? Pieces of the truth. They have stuff that actually happened, whether it's on video or documented in history. They take pieces of the truth and then they flip it. They flip it on you so that it fits whatever they want. How you say it? It fits their narrative. So now you have the truth coming in, which is going to engage you. And then they're going to switch it on you to fit their narrative and their agenda. So you can't really tell what's happening. So once you fixate on the truth, like, well, this guy must be telling the full truth. And it's not the case. Not the case. Look in between the lines, do your own fact checking and double fact check. If you have somebody that you trust, I have one dude who's a lawyer. Not only is he a lawyer, but he's accomplished when it comes to legal stuff like that. He's accomplished. He works on the court TV. It's my man Mike. You probably know him. Grew up with this guy. So if I have anything legally that I question, I always go to him. And even him, he always provides me with receipts, that I can trust. Listen, Noah says, everyone expects MTA to one day deny your death benefits if you die from a pandemic. They offer a shot for free. I don't like it, but it's coming and mess up some of your sick time too. Wow, everyone expecting MTA to do a one day deny. MTA to one day deny your death benefits if you die from the pandemic. Hold or for he shot for free. I don't know what you guys think about that comment. Let me know. That could be something you guys spark up a nice conversation to. What do you mean, Robbie? What news stations? What is that you're referring to? See, oh, right, yeah. You know what? You know what the problem with the news is? I get it. The problem. Let me. Of course, again, this is my opinion. The problem with the news is they stop being all about facts, and now it's about personality. And when they go into their personality mode, they start bringing in their own opinions about things, and it kind of gets lost in the facts. So you can't really tell between what they're saying is fact or what they're saying is opinion. And it's not supposed to be like that. Remember back in the days when it used to be we deliver the facts and only the facts? They don't do that no more. Everybody has a TV personality and they start mixing it in. CNN does that a lot. But the difference between what CNN does is they have segments of that. So they'll have a segment where, let's say, Don Lemon, he has a segment where he speaks his opinion on the facts, but it's his opinion. So you're able to understand that this is just his opinion. Doesn't necessarily mean it's true, and you don't have to agree with it. You don't have to like it. It's just his opinion. But nowadays, everybody's merging the two, and you can't deliver the news that way. There's so many people that rely on you for information when you start entering your own opinion, like I do. But I always try to tell you, do your own research. This is my opinion. I always try to bring that up before everything else. But yeah, so I blame a lot of the crap that's going on now. The news has a lot to do with that. And I would like for them to step up and accept that responsibility because of what they are part of everything that's happening now. They are as much to blame as everybody else. Not just QAnon, not just Trump. I mean, Trump, what did Trump do? Trump just made it comfortable for everybody to feel it's okay to be the way they are when it's not. No matter what it is. Again, necessary evil. Yes, Paula. It's when it comes to their job as a newscaster, it is a definite conflict of interest. It's something that I believe that they swore an oath into to that is supposed to be separated. I don't know. I'm not a newscaster, but I think I've heard something along the lines where they're supposed to take an oath to not do that kind of shit. But honestly, that's what sells. That's what makes people watch. Look at one of the highest rating guys in the news outlets, Rush Limbaugh, who passed away. One of the highest rated dudes out there. Why? Controversial. Not only that, a lot of people feel the same way he do, but that's just his opinion, right? He said a lot of shit that was fogged up, but that was his opinion, and a lot of people like that. And his ratings, that's why he's been on the air so long. A guy that wrote a book and got an enemy. Yep, definitely. That's the bottom line. It's all about ratings when it comes to that. So you can't be mad at these people when they go to ION or whatever Newsmax because they have a base and their base is definitely going to listen to them. And if you try to school them on other things like, hey, listen, CNN, that's fake news. That's fake news. Fox is fake news. That's fake news. Then where do you go to get your information from? Especially you have somebody who's agreeing with everything you say, you're going to go to them, right? So we have to learn how his fan base is the only people that miss him, bro. His fan base, Noah. I hope you don't miss him. But yeah, man, I mean, it's been crazy. Wow, look at what the fuck. So, I mean, I had another thing I wanted, but I can't find. I seem to misplace it. I'm sorry. We are out of time. Isn't that crazy? Like, yep, no, a lot of fake news out. Yeah, it's sad. So you have to do your own research, man. I have a book called The Misinformation, A Guide to the Misinformation Age. I will post a picture of it that I'm reading now that's going to help me give me the mindset that's going out there. If you haven't seen, Netflix has a very good show called uh, the Social Dilemma. Very good, very interesting. I'm not saying it's it's true, but it'll open your mind to wondering, exactly how this works. If you don't have any idea how all this shit works, they have a spin. They have their own way of trying to explain it to you. Again, take it with a grain of salt. It's called The Social Dilemma. It's on Netflix. It is really good. It's interesting. And a lot of this shit makes sense. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if it's actually factual, but it makes sense. So you take it how with a grain of salt again, like I always say. But we are definitely this was actually fun. I appreciate you guys for joining in, making it a nice show. Thank you, Paula. Thank everybody. Thank you, Noah. If you haven't join our Instagram, Two Trans and Mistress also. I'm gonna take everybody's name here. Hopefully, if you give me permission, I'm gonna take everybody's name and thank you each personally on our Twitter. If you join our Twitter, you should see it later on tonight or tomorrow. Um, Again, we're on Twitter, we're on TikTok, we're on YouTube. Those thanks for anybody joining us on YouTube. That definitely helps us out. Yes, I know. Thank you, Paula. What up, Maji, the Maji family? Maji, I'm still waiting on that picture of you and your family, man. I want to give you guys a nice, proper shout out. Anybody see Levi Cologne? Tell him to call me. That homo? No, I'm just kidding. Tell Levi, Maji, you see Levi, tell him to call me. I say call me. I'm going to put him on blast. I'm going to make a meme and put it up here. You guys, thank you for joining me. Good night. For Brooklyn Pete. You know what? Before I go, I tell you, I'm all over the place. Do I have a quote? I might have a quote. I don't know if I put one up there. Just give me 1 second. Nope, I don't. Well, it's not a real quote, but I think I like the quote. It's a quote, but really it ain't like a mind bender or whatever. But I could bring you in warm, or I could bring you in cold. Anybody know where that came from? Let me know in the comments. Thank you for watching. It's your boy Blunt for Brooklyn Pete. Thank you for watching. Deuces and fuck them if they can't take a joke.